That's what the animal self is. You see, where we have the animal. An animal is another species. So he's the mammal. You have the mammals, which are mainly the oceanography people, creatures. And then the animal is the mammal on top of the ground. That's why you have various mammals, various animals. Meanwhile, until the grafting, the human or the original people were just one. It wasn't there's not a bunch of humans or humankinds like that until recently. So you always have different different fish. You got your scavenger fish, you got your regular fish, your clean fish, you got your sharks, your predator fish. Maybe this topic ain't for a lot of people to like, possibly. Maybe you all like that hooping and hollering and all that. You like church still. And no church deals with science. You ask one church, do they deal with science? You deal with beliefs, you got hope. Where's the science at? If they dealt with science, then they would leave the church and Bible alone. They would know scientifically bread can't rain out the sky. They would know scientifically and mathematically that bees, according to their Bible, that bees were flying around dead carcass and stuff, the stuff that they believe happened, that's out of the nature of the bee. If you can't see no bees today doing that, why in the world would they defy their nature back then? And mathematically, scientifically, how can you prove that other than a writing in a book? They could write in the book that you had one leg jumping around. That all people had one leg. Although, are you fool enough to believe that? To be lied to or believe? Without any proof. At least, we know it rained back then. We know that food grew from the earth because that same knowledge could be applied today. So it has validity. It has facts and proof. Although you claiming bread rained out of the sky and everything that's processed, it just skipped. Or water being turned to wine. We know wine has to be processed. So what that's doing subliminally to the mind in manipulation is not only it's manipulating the mind, it is skipping the mentality of process. So that's why everybody has that lotto mentality. That there's going to be a savior coming and he's just going to clap on, clap off, clap his hands and remove all your problems away. And if that never happens, that's not your God. Or you go to your pastor to get healed. Probably not healed. It's a so-called healing. Although he makes you so-called feel good or feel that your ailment is pushed to the side. And, you whatever ailment you had, suddenly you don't have it no more. So instead of you learning how to take care of yourself, because he still can't, no matter how many so-called healings they do, he's not stopping the other Christians from being in a wheelchair. Matter of fact, they don't. He can't heal you if your legs are gone. They can say whatever they want. Your preacher is not going to attempt to bring the dead from, although he claims Jesus did. And Jesus told them that if they're so literal in their Bible, that Jesus said there that greater works will they do than him. So if Jesus brought back the dead, why can't the preachers do it? So that's all part of the mental manipulation or the absence of science. This is what happens when you don't have science. That's the point. And we can not only get on the Christians, we get on these Muslims, some of them with Luisha. No matter what he does, the little tan demon's been on the scene for 50 plus years, and he ain't got a grape tree for him. An ice cream stand. He did nothing except collect. They're still voting. They're still, Moses said, get out of Egypt. And Aaron let him right back into Egypt. When you are partaking in a system that's not yours, you're going back into that world. That's one aspect, and also when you're not doing anything credible or realistic that will separate you from that world. And it first start mentally. If you're not mentally separated from that world, it don't matter. You can go 8 billion miles away. That mind will travel with you. As I say, you can take the boy out the ghetto, but you can't take the hood out of the boy. So if the hood hasn't been taken out, or the devil mentality, it doesn't matter where you go. The devil will go too. Like we say, people think if you destroy the BET building, the physical building, that's going to stop these Negroes from chasing rims and big booties and whatnot. The mind hasn't been changed at all. They'll find another building to go and clap their booties at. That's not going to prevent them from that type of negative mentality, ignorance. It's not going to stop them. So if the mind is not changed, you ain't changed nothing. This is why the building of the Lord was in the unseen. Because we were dealing with the minds, with the thinking. Everybody else was dealing with physical buildings and whatnot. Because the mind wasn't changed or the mind wasn't right, those buildings fell. This is why, because the mind wasn't right, this is why when the devil gave niggas integration, you lost your cleaners, you lost your taxi services, you lost your own schools, you lost your restaurants, you lost your little bus systems, because they had little Negro bus systems. They had to. This is before you could ride when you was on the back of the bus with white folks. You see? Because you wasn't absolute within, the inner is only the reflection of the outer. Pardon me, the outer is only a reflection of the inner. Excuse me. So what you're doing inwardly is going to reflect on the outward, on the outside. Most people think that the outside's first, and then the outside is going to dictate who you are within. Total opposite. Total opposite. So, the higher plane, as we constantly emphasize here, is the application of the math, of the mathematical mind, and the science. That's the higher self. Anything other than that, you're flirting with the lower mind. You're dealing with the lower mind. You're dealing with a mind that doesn't have the absolute. You're dealing with your unconsciousness. That's what you're dealing with.